on Back to Skippers today, just breaking down some of the deadline winners and losers that finished yesterday. I know this is going out on Thursday, but still breaking down my favorite winners and favorite losers from this trade deadline. It was an awesome trade deadline, honestly. We didn't get the huge packages you thought you'd get, but we got some good moves here for some big players at least. I'm going to break a couple of those down. As always, this video is brought to you by FanDuel Canada. If you're betting on baseball in the Great White North, make it on FanDuel Canada. Participate in Dinger Tuesday, great markets, and you can watch the games in the app. The link will be in the description for FanDuel Canada. Sign it up. Let's get into the winners and losers. The first winner, I'm going to put the Miami Marlins on this win list. They got rid of a ton of people. Tanner Scott, Jazz Chisholm, Josh Bell, Brian De La Cruz, Trevor Rogers, AJ Puck, Oscar Brazoban, JT Chirinos, and Brian Hoeing, but they get a million prospects back. They were a bad team this season, obviously a year removed from making the playoffs, but then you get guys back. Like, you dealt with the Padres, you dealt with the Yankees, and you dealt with the Orioles. Those are three really good franchises to deal with. Obviously some other players mixed in here, but the main returns, Robbie Snelling, he's on the down from the Padres, but he's a starter. You needed him. They have some really good starting pitching, and maybe they feel like they can get him back on track. Adam Mazur, again, from the Padres, but then you get Connor Norby, and Kyle Stowers from the Baltimore Orioles. Two great players, and you get those in exchange for Trevor Rogers, which was a smash hit play for them. Just an awesome move. Those are two guys who don't have a path to playing time in the Orioles system. So awesome to get them off their hands. Then Augustin Ramirez from the Yankees as well. And mixed in here in the AJ Puck deal, Devison De Los Santos, who was hitting 1 million home runs in the minors this season. And then you add in there Graham Pauley, another player that I like. I don't know some of the other guys as well, but those are some really good prospects. They needed some top of the line bats in that Marlins system, and they absolutely did that. They've been able to pitch really well to big league level. Again, bullpens are fake in Major League Baseball, so being able to sell off, I mean, Tanner Scott had been fantastic, and AJ Puck was way better when he moved to the bullpen, but you can find guys off the street to throw bullpen innings for you in the major leagues. You don't want to pay a ton for them. So getting this return has been fantastic, and Trevor Rogers hadn't been good at all. So I think the Marlins are clear winners. My second winners, I think, are the Los Angeles Dodgers. They got a ton of major league talent to help them win this season. Just kind of around pieces of their stars. And again, with the stars they have, you can't get much better than those players that are already on the team. And they really didn't give up too much. So looking at their additions, Tommy Edman, Michael Kopech, Ahmed Rosario again, Kevin Kiermaier, and Jack Flaherty. The Jack Flaherty deal was the smash hit, I think, of the trade deadline because they really didn't give much up for him. Looking at the subtractions, Teran Lorenzo, Trey Sweeney, Ryan Yarbrough, Miguel Vargas, Alexander Albertus, Jarrell Perez, and Michael Flynn are the ones going back. Again, like Trey Sweeney and Miguel Vargas and Lorenzo, again, are good prospects. Yarbrough is a guy that they had DFA'd, and they traded to the Blue Jays, so not too worried about that. I mean, you're doing a good job. The Dodgers have a great system. They're able to draft easier and sign easier than some other teams, I believe, because you would take less to want to be in the Dodgers system, but they just acquired Trey Sweeney, and he's on the move again. But you get Tommy Edman, super utility, who hasn't played this season. Kopech, big arm in the bullpen that they'll be able to get their pitching lab on as well. Ahmed Rosario figured things out in Tampa, and he goes back to the Dodgers. Then Kiermaier, defensive replacement. Who knows if he's going to stick at all with this team. And then Jack Flaherty was the prime guy you wanted to pick up, and you didn't really trade too much from the farm to get Jack Flaherty. So I think the Dodgers are easy winners. It is going to be a shame if they do not win a World Series. They've put together an insane roster and have a ton coming back from the injured list here soon. Let's look at some of the losers. And the first one, I'm going to the Houston Astros. As a Blue Jay fan, I feel good about this one. They only had 2 additions, Yusei Kikuchi and Caleb Ferguson. And for Kikuchi, they gave up 3 of their kind of top prospects. They're not the number 1 ranked, but you get Joey Loperfido, who had been leading AAA hitters in home runs before he got dealt. Jake Bloss, someone who they needed they need arms, and they were willing to deal him. Will Wagner go to the Blue Jays as well, the son of Billy Wagner, who has been really good zone contact-wise, hitting a ton as of late. And then Kelly Austin, who I don't know much about, but they flipped him for Caleb Ferguson. Kikuchi, it feels like the fleece of the century, getting those 3 prospects in an already thin Astros system. That is not what I thought Yusei Kikuchi was going to demand, and you thought it was going to set what the market was going to be, and it kind of did when you look at kind of like the Tanner Scott deals and what the Marlins did, but for everyone else, not so much, because you still look at the Jack Flaherty deal, and that wasn't as much as what Kikuchi got, I believe. So a decent deal for the Blue Jays there. The Astros just didn't do enough. Yusei Kikuchi is a great 5-inning pitcher. They do need, I think they need some more innings than that. Great arm when he is healthy and he is on. There's no being wrong on Yusei Kikuchi, how good he is as a pitcher. And Caleb Ferguson, just another bullpen arm as well. I think they gave up too much for an already depleted system, so I'm going to put the Astros in the losing column. And lastly, Chicago White Sox are going to go on my losers, and I think it's just because the moves they didn't make. Garrett Crochet and Luis Robert are still on this baseball team, and those were going to be the two top-end guys on this market because they have so much more control. They could really retool the whole system that isn't fantastic, right? Crochet came out and said that he's not going to pitch unless he has another deal, which didn't help the team at all. And then Robert, there wasn't much on him. I don't think many people wanted to get in, which surprises me because I think the talent is immense there. They could have rebuilt it. They're not going to be good for multiple years. And I don't think Crochet and Luis Robert are going to be on the team when they're good again. It'll be that far down the line. So an interesting deal. Robert's 4 years of team control, I believe. So it's not the stupidest move, but right now with how the team is going, I thought you'd get massive hauls for both of these guys that could set you up for the future to be successful. And they didn't do that. I mean, traded Eloy, Kopech, some other guys like that. So Tommy Pham as well. The White Sox, a loser in this one. I thought they could have been the clear-cut #1 winners if things happened as they should have, like Crochet and Robert were gone. There it is, my trade deadline winners and losers. Let me know if you think your team won or lost. Thank you for watching. Download FanDuel Canada, and we will see you guys next time.